Hi, we're Ida Mae. Welcome to the Blues Kitchen.
Ida Mae are a husband and wife blues and roots duo currently residing in Nashville, Tennessee. We managed to steal an hour of the couple's insane schedule to discuss their forthcoming album, Chasing Lights, slated for release on 12th of July this year. The band open up about their recent 7,000-mile jaunt across the United States on tour with Marcus King, quite literally travelling through time to make their next show in Kentucky, and they perform an incredible version of Mississippi Fred McDowell's You Got to Move. And while you're watching, subscribe to the channel for regular episodes of The Blues Kitchen Presents. Ida Mae, Chris and Steph, welcome to The Blues Kitchen.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
No, it's a pleasure. We're kind of feel like open the curtains. The hometown of Norwich is behind us, which is where we're all from as well. But how's it been back?
It's been lovely.
It's been really lovely.
Yeah, seeing friends and family going to the coast.
Nice.
Very nice. All the tick boxes.
Fantastic. So we were in Bath on another project we were all working on a little while ago. And I had a really interesting conversation with you I wanted to kind of start our natter today about. Because you've been on the road with Greta Van Fleet, Marcus King. You're playing to tens of thousands of people at the moment across America. And you said to me, because the record is coming out, Chasing Lights, if it all happens and everything. And I was like, hang on a minute, Chris. If this isn't happening, I don't know what is. You're playing to thousands of people, traveling across America. You're based in Nashville now. The record's coming out in 5, 6, 7 weeks? It's July, isn't it? The record comes out. So have you maybe had a bit of a moment to take stock and be like, yeah, this is happening and we're having a blast. This is great.
It has. I think as well, it's just the exhaustion of us touring so much. With the Marcus King thing, we did 7,000 miles in 23 states in a car. And that was kind of wild. And then we did that from the big Greta stuff in Detroit and then Seattle. That really the adrenaline just keeps you going. And it's only afterwards you
don't
look
really
back
think
and go,
about
did
it.
that
Yeah.
happen?
Also, we were in a band before and stuff, so we've been doing it for a while. So we
know it's a roller coaster. It's real up and down. You'll be playing in
So we
Georgia.
never take anything for granted. We never think, oh, I'm making it, because we did that once when we were 19, and then
Yeah. You'll be playing Georgia to like 50 people, and then you'll do the Detroit thing to 5,000, and it's everything in between all the time as a musician when it's happening. So you always feel like you're working towards the next thing. You're always trying to get better. That's the only thing you can really focus on. I think so.
And before the cameras were rolling and you started the session for us a little while ago, you said after your London show tomorrow, you've got something stupid like 14 hours to get to Kentucky for a show. Maybe you could just talk us through what your journey's going to be like tomorrow.
It's a bit ridiculous. I mean, if we make it, it's a miracle.
It will be.
You're going to make it.
But we play in London tomorrow at O'Meara, and then the next day we play in Lexington, Kentucky with Blackberry Smoke.
And we start a month-long tour.
We start a month-long tour the next day.
Come off stage, get on the flight.
Fly to JFK, then move to LaGuardia, fly to Louisville, drive to Lexington.
Arrive.
Hopefully get there about 7 p.m. to go on stage at 8.
That is absolutely amazing. You're going to make it. You're going to be early. You're going to be early.
We're going to look awful, and then we're like, why does this band look so bad?
Let's talk about your record, Chasing Lights, which, as we were just saying, is out in July. Ethan Johns on production duties. Did you do it down at Real World as well? Is that what you did?
Half at Real World and half at Distiller, which is in that part of the world as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
How was it working with Ethan?
Well, that was a dream come true
awesome,
for us. We wanted, since we started playing music, to work with Ethan. Those records, the records he's done with Kings and Laura and
Montaigne. We always loved his records.
A big part of our life, because we love old music, but his records for some reason would always be the ones that we've become part of our lives, whatever we were doing. So he was always the end goal. So and it was a dream come true working with him.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, it really was. It was a dream come true, and he's an amazing guy to work with, and it was pretty scary.
Yeah.
Day one, because most of the record is live takes, and you're working in 1 to 4 takes, I would say, and you're singing live, and it's going straight to tape. And as we were talking about before the cameras came on as well, no one really knew what was going to happen. Ethan played drums, and we had the amazing Nick Peeney on bass, and we'd maybe play the song through half.
Yeah,
and
once
before that we'd done pre-production and gone through all the lyrics and some of the structures and what we might play on it, but we didn't really know what was going to go down until we started recording, and that was an incredible experience.
Wow. And did you learn anything in particular from Ethan that was completely new from any bands you've been in the past, or a totally different way of working?
Yeah, we learnt. So I mean, it's changed the way we think about recording, and
We'd never want to work in a way I think now.
Really?
It really is it's a real game changer, because all those old records, that we love, they're all done live, straight to tape, and that, Red Light Fever, when it comes on, the adrenaline, the feel of it, you can't fake that. Yeah. And now listening to music that's done to click tracks and overproduced, it's a different thing. It's a great art and craft, but it's not what I want to do. And he proved that time and time again by playing us back the takes, because we'd obviously think, we were out tuned, we were much better on take 3, and then we go back and we sit and we listen and take 1.
He was generally always right.
It was definitely.
And I bet you got it early quite a lot as well.
Yeah. Well, that he likes to capture that innocence.
But he also was very much like you can't hear your voice. You're just hearing all the imperfections, or if you've done a good trill, fancy trill here, you're going to want that bit. But whereas that doesn't add to the emotion of the song or the overall vibe. So just allow me to choose the vocal takes right at the beginning. He said that to us.
And the big thing, I think, as well, his big thing was diminishing returns. So, okay, if you've made a mistake here, and then we go and fix, change, alter, or what I think is a mistake, what to him might be
a
bit of the song. If we go in and change that, what are we going to gain and what are we going to lose? So every time we got to a moment of we should fix that, we'd have like a half an hour discussion on this high,
like a short therapy session, and then we'd move on.
So July is the album release date. What's going on between now and then? I mean, the last kind of 6 months you guys have had, we've talked about, has been bonkers. You said 7,000 miles you did in
on
a few
that
days?
Yeah, on that tour.
Yeah.
Is it a similar story for the next few
sort
months?
of
It is. We can't really announce any of it, but we've got this Blackberry Smoke tour. We do that.
Yeah.
And we have a few days off.
And then we go on to another big.
And then we go on to another big tour, which is even bigger, the biggest we'll ever done. In theory, if it all comes to plan, touch wood. And then after that, we roll into another big tour, and then
some headline shows and festivals.
And a few headline shows and festivals in Texas and Colorado, and then also in Germany and UK. And then we roll. In theory, we'll see. We got up to about August, and then what happens?
Yeah, it's basically touring until August.
Yeah.
And the band is actually increasing in size, and kind of, because a lot of times it's just been you two, which is obviously wonderful, husband and wife on stage, it's a beautiful thing, but you brought in Nick on bass.
Yeah.
Will it grow any more than that at any point? Or
We wanted to, yeah.
I think later on, when we do more headline slots, we brought Nick along for all the Europe headlines we did, and with the support shows, it's easier just two of us.
To roll on and off, the support is quite good, and you can keep it small and cheap and get in the car.
But we definitely love.
And also, the whole thing, the thing before we started Ida Mae was, if the songs work with acoustic guitars and our voices, then it's good enough. It's pretty scary stood in front of all these people doing it just as a two-piece, but it's gonna be cool.
So in a short while, you're going to be doing a Fred McDowell tune. I know you in particular, a big blues nut like myself, but why Fred McDowell?
We picked Fred McDowell because, for me, he was one of the first guys that had his foot, I guess, in both camps, acoustic and electric. And when I first heard his London Calling record, it just blew my mind. I couldn't believe that much power and venom and raw intensity could come out of one human being in a guitar. And I learned, someone mentioned Robert Johnson, and I got Robert Johnson CDs, and I got Blind Willie McDowell. And then I think I got Fred McDowell, and then Reverend Gary Davis. And pretty much that was the perfect order I think I could have ever.
It's quite a good way in.
Go with the blues in. But that record for me, and seeing him on that German TV show in the 60s.
That was one of those folk blues.
Folk blues. He was down to the river, dressed in that suit and an electric guitar and a really razory style. I just loved, and I'm a big blues guitar fan of electric, acoustic, ragtime, slide. But the way he played slide, and this is what I always say, there's amazing guitar players out there these days that can completely, outstrip most people. There's like sort of technicians of style, but people like Lightning Hopkins and Fred McDowell, they had a way of playing that no one could copy. They had their own inimitable way, their own style, and he in particular, idiosyncrasies. It's such a charismatic player that it's just, I can remember when I first heard it, blew my mind. So,
Cool. Well, I reckon it's time for some music, if that's all right.
Amazing.
If you'd be kind enough to introduce your tune.
Hi, we're Ida Mae, and this is our version of Fred McDowell's You've Got to Move.
got to move. But when the love gets ready, you gotta move.
Subscribe to The Blues Kitchen for live performances and interviews with the hottest blues, soul, country and roots musicians in the world today.